And look, the Fever team is not built to succeed. Like, first of all, we saw against Toronto, I know it's a bad Toronto team, that yes, the Fever can. These three players can play together. They didn't look like they could play together today, by the way. Kelsey Mitchell looked way better when Caitlin was off the floor. Caitlin, when Kelsey was off the floor, literally was only in a lineup with like fucking Raven. Or like the 4 bench players, I'm not even going to count that. But, like, Kelsey was way better with Caitlin off the floor today. Aaliyah, just, I don't even know. Aaliyah did Aaliyah things. But the Indiana, like, I don't think people understand this. The Indiana Fever can't afford their team next year. Because Amber Cox did no scouting, did no analytics, and just showed up, pulled up to Puerto Rico, watched Monique Billings score 10 points against a Senegal team that wouldn't even beat Ireland, and said, yes, we're going to pay her $800K. We're going to pay her $800K. Does she shoot? No. Does she play defense? No. Does she rebound? Not really. Does she run? Kinda. Does she pass? No. Is she a high IQ player? Not really. Does she make a lot of boneheaded moves? Yes. Like, Mo Billings' go-to move on defense is the late rotation, and after the offensive player shoots the ball, smacking him in the face. The non-contest smack in the face. That is literally the Mo Billings special. Lexi Hull's getting paid $850K next year. Like, and by the way, I don't think you can trade Monique Billings. I think she is the second hardest contract to trade in this league after, what's her name? After Alana Smith. I don't think you can trade, like, Lexi Hull is a $400K a year player making $800K. Like, Lexi Hull, I hate going at Lexi Hull because her effort is 100%. She works hard even when she's not playing well. You just know she's never going to get outworked. It's never for a lack of trying. And I have so much respect for Lexi Hull as a basketball player. I love when Lexi Hull's playing well. And, like, I think she's a player that the Fever absolutely can be a huge positive for the Fever. I think she's someone that can be a huge positive for the Fever. I think she's somebody that the Fever are going to want to keep. I think she's somebody that they would love to have, but she's making $800,000 next year. I don't think people understand. If Caitlin Clark takes the max, not the supermax, the max, because Aaliyah's supermax kicks in next year, the Fever can't afford Kelsey Mitchell or Sophie Cunningham because they have committed long-term or long enough term that you get rid of them to Mo Billings and Lexi Hull. They're in salary cap hell. And the problem is like, at least with the Wings, it was Jess Shepherd. The Wings are in salary cap hell as well, by the way. The Wings can't keep Oakui or Maddie Segrist. They're in salary cap hell too. The Fever's backup point guard situation, or the Fever's bench situation is really bad. The Fever don't have a bench creator. Like, the Fever don't have a Zaza James, a Sydney Taylor. Like, they don't have anyone on their bench. Like, Sophie Cunningham can hit wide open shots. They don't have a single bench player that can do anything. They don't. They actually don't. None of these players can do anything on offense. They're only good, like, KK Timpson is not good. Like, and again, KK's effort's there. Her, like, the skill level's there. She's ultra raw prospect. KK would not be in the rotation of any other WNBA team in the playoffs. And she's in the end game rotation for the Fever. I don't think people realize how bad that is. Like, I'm taking a look at playoff teams and seeing, is there any player on a playoff team? What teams would KK be in the rotation for? Cheryl Reeve would not. KK is not smart enough to play for Cheryl Reeve. She would not be in the Aces rotation. She would definitely not be in the Liberties rotation. Sika Kone is way better than KK Timpson. Sika Kone was MVP of a better league than KK was getting DMPs in. Golden State Valkyries, not a hope. And Miher is like the best possible version of KK. She's getting DMPs. Fuck it, Amber. Give up KK. Give up KK a second to get Letitia Miher. Something. She's just slightly better. She would not be in the rotation for Dallas. She would not be in the rotation for Portland's. Poch is way better than her. She would not be in the rotation over Cam Brink for the Sparks. She would not. Is she better than Tioni Key? When everyone's healthy, she's not better than them. She's not in the rotation for them. She's definitely not in the rotation for the Mystics. She's not in the rotation for the Sky. She's not in the rotation for Phoenix because Kiara Linskins is better than her and she's not playing. Maybe she's in the Seattle rotation because they're trying to lose. The only team that she is in the rotation for is Seattle because she's not in the Connecticut Sun rotation. Seattle is the only non-fever team that I think she's in the rotation for. She's in the final game rotation, spotting up on the 3-point line and not realizing I'm just getting in people's way. Like, she couldn't get minutes for Prague. Like the Fever have a player who was getting DNPs. DNPs for an average EuroLeague team. Like, EuroLeague team before their best players showed up in their end game rotation. Like, this is not a championship team. This is not a contending team. Like, get a top 6 seed. Have fun. Have fun, lads. Just have fun. Ty Harris cannot put the ball in the basket. Like, she just keeps shooting these one-leg fades. Like, I don't hate Ty Harris. She just can't put the ball in the basket. Raven Johnson, I don't know. I don't know what she does. And the problem is that you go into next season as well, having to choose between Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark. And you saw it today. Like, in this Stephanie White system, they both can't coexist. They can't. We saw a 2.5 quarters of Caitlin Clark ISO ball, hero ball, and then we saw a quarter of Kelsey Mitchell hero ball. And while the other was going into hero ball, the other did nothing. When Kelsey was going hero ball, Caitlin was pulling a Paige Bueckers and not even looking at the basket. When Caitlin was going hero ball, Kelsey Mitchell was playing decoy. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. The team doesn't work. The team isn't good enough, first of all. This is a team that, I'm sorry, if this team did not have Caitlin Clark on it, this is the Portland Fire. Like, this is the Toronto Tempo. It is. This is the Toronto, not Portland Fire. This is the Toronto Tempo. If you take Caitlin Clark out of this team. This gritty team that plays above their ability and is able to drag teams into games. They're the fucking Tempo. And Caitlin Clark, as great as Caitlin Clark is not good enough to make the Tempo contenders. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, you got to make a choice very soon. Very soon. Like, do you let Kelsey walk for nothing and bring in nobody to replace her? Or do you trade Kelsey? Or do you just go with the nuclear option and say, fuck it, this isn't going to work. It's going to take 4 or 5 years to undo everything we've done and build up from the way we were supposed to have built up. The way we were supposed to have built up, as in not go for the playoffs last year, get into the lottery and fucking take our fam. You would have had the 3rd pick in the draft. This team could have had our fam if they didn't just insist on making the playoffs. They had the 3rd worst record. They would have had the 3rd pick in the draft. If the Sparks make the playoffs, they have the 3rd pick in the draft. Yeah. So, unfortunately, they had that late season run where they won 4 games straight to end the year. If they go 1-3, or if they don't hit that game winner against the Sparks, and they don't have that, they have Awa fam. You're supposed to build in a certain way, and then instead of having Awa fam, they fucking bring in Mo Billings. But knowing the Fever, they would have drafted Raven at 3 anyway, because they don't know who Awa fam is. Like, it's just really, really, really annoying looking at this team. And like, the Fever are going to win big games. Why are they going to win big games? Because on any given night, Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, or Kelsey Mitchell, on any given night, one of them can carry you to a win. On any given night, if 2 of them play well, you're going to win a lot of games. If 3 of them play well, you're going to win any game. This is, if you take out that big 3, there is no 3 in the league, including Jackie Young, Caitlin Clark, or Jackie Young, Angel Wilson, Chelsea Gray, that if you replaced with Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and Caitlin Clark, would win with this team. There's just not. There's just not. So I don't understand why people are so expecting the Fever to win, because this is a dog shit franchise, a dog shit team. And I'm sorry, there are players as individuals that are fine. Like Sophie Cunningham's good as an individual player. Lexi works her ass off. But like, there's not, they have one pretty okay, like they have a couple of pretty okay contracts. MHA, I don't know what's happened since she nearly busted her nose. Yeah. It is what it is. I'll see you guys.